Entry number 40, continued. I got in line with my cart. I saw a sign that said something about an account, so I asked the only employee I saw, he was behind a counter, whether I needed an account to use the place. He said no, and that, by the way, since it looked like I had $5 or less in cans and bottles, I could skip the line and turn in my cans and bottles at his desk, which had a strange sort of bottle machine of its own built in. So I did, receiving $5.50 for my efforts. Since it was Thursday, named after Thor and corresponding to Mars, and the 27th, corresponding to Key 16 in the Terra, which is ruled by Mars, the double fives made sense, since 5 is the number of Gabura on the Tree of Life, which is ruled by Mars. After I turned in my receipt to a machine that dispensed the money, I asked the same employee about accounts. I'll just say about his answer that accounts would not be an option that would work for me. I forgot to mention that on the trip to Beaverton, I had $1.01. I played video slots at DD's and lost $1, leaving me with 1 cent. Confusion due to the beginning of a new source. After turning in my bottles and cans, I went across Beaverton Hillsdale Highway to the bus stop. There was a woman there with a smartphone who seemed to be looking up bus schedules. Anyway, I asked her if she knew when the next 54 would be coming. She immediately replied that there should be one coming in 7 minutes. I thought I'd have just enough time to buy an Arizona iced tea across the street at 7-Eleven. I guess that must have pissed Mars off with that. I guess I must have pissed Mars off with that risk, because there was a long line and I made my purchase seconds too late. I figured that it was rush hour, and so the bus might be coming more frequently than 1 per hour. So I waited until the end of the album that had just started on my Wi-Fi only phone before moving on. I was right that the buses were coming more frequently than 1 per hour at that point, but unfortunately the album ended a bit too early. As I was about a half a block away from the next 54 stop, the 54 went rolling by. Since the bus stop was in sight, I tried to wave the bus down, but to no avail. So I continued on, getting cans out of the trash at Fred Meyer's before trying the bus stop again. By this time, I was a bit pissed. I tried to start a text conversation with MWR, but my Obama phone was just about out of juice, and it shut down after the first text. A gal whose name I would soon find out was Rosie asked me if she could join me on the seat for the bus stop. I assented, and she, by conversing with me, calmed my nerves and helped me be patient waiting for the bus. She had also had a bad day and was also waiting for the bus after all. She had a smartphone and told me when the next bus would be coming along. She started playing a game on her phone, which prompted me to play some NetHack, which helped pass the time. The bus eventually came, and I got off at Burnside and walked to my smoke shop. I think I got home at about 9:45, time for bed. I forgot to mention that the rubber band on my Rollies container broke that day, and Rosie gave me a rubber band she had to replace it. I tied a knot in the broken one until I got the replacement. That reminds me that the rubber band she gave me broke today, so I'll have to replace it, and there's no time like the present. Yesterday I went to STP to do some laundry. I ran into Jeff before I left. He thanked me for talking to my PO about the Clifford and said he'd need a copy of my psych eval when I get it, to get in the Clifford. I haven't told Jeff yet that I'm not sure I want to live at the Clifford. I don't think. Anything else Jeff and I discussed yesterday, I've now forgotten. When I got to STP, Scott was there. I asked whether he had received my emails. He said he hadn't, but that I told him one suggested we meet at Starbucks or the library. He thought that the library was at least a pretty good idea, and we have an appointment to meet at the estate Thursday at 2 o'clock p.m. I played NetHack while waiting for my laundry to wash and dry. My plan after my laundry dried was to come back home, put away my laundry, then go to my PO's office to get next month's bus pass. And all that went according to plan. I then took the doubled up bags of bottles and cans I had with me to Whole Foods Market and turned them in. I don't remember how much money I got for my efforts. I think it might have been $4.10 like it was today. Anyway, it was enough to get smoked. On the flip of a coin, I decided to stay at Whole Foods and do some World Wide Web stuff, especially uploading, but I got distracted by YouTube videos and got none done. I then went and bought a pack of smokes, came home, and worked some on this entry. Then I went to bed. Last night I woke from a dream. I dreamt that I was in jail and there was music going on right outside my window, which I knew I had to influence in some way. I no longer remember. So I struggled to wake up. Dream ends. When I awoke, the music turned out to be the bumper music to Coast AM. I once again got too tired last night, and so am resuming today, Sunday the 30th. It is now a week since I completed entry 39. I spent most of yesterday writing this entry. I took a break at 3 o'clock p.m. to go to Saturday Market in Waterfront Park. The one-man band was taking a break. I shot footage of a black man playing the blues on guitar and vocal. I shot Ed English preparing to play something, but he warned me that the song he was going to play was one I already had, Careless Whisper by Wham. So I carried on. A brew fest at Waterfront Park eliminated a lot of my trash cans, but I got enough bottles and cans. After I got done with Waterfront Park, I went to Starbucks on 2nd and Main to do some uploading. But almost as soon as I turned my Wi-Fi only phone on, it warned me that I had 15% battery left. I uploaded one video, but the battery indicator shot down to 9% and 1% quite rapidly. I should say I may have uploaded one video. I went to look into tricks I could do with my text messages while the uploading was in progress, and the phone powered off before I checked to be sure the download was complete. I now have 2 videos I haven't given my full treatment: tags, forwarding to Tumblr, etc. I guess I'll have to attend to that soon. So I switched to my Nano for tunes, had a smoke, and went to Whole Foods, utilizing the Max and Portland streetcar. I turned in my cans and bottles, got my smokes, and went home, resuming this entry, after relaxing, smoking, and playing some NetHack. It suddenly occurs to me that I should have turned on Wi-Fi on my Obama phone yesterday, one of the few occasions when that's a good idea. I resumed this entry until about 10 o'clock p.m., then went to bed. I think I got home at about 8 o'clock p.m. I awoke from a dream last night. I dreamt that Matt and Chris Udzila, twins, friends of mine in my teenage years, were trying to decide whether I was good people considering my rough history. After assaulting me with accusations, I think they basically devised a test. Chris was considering changing his name. Matt wanted to consult a unicorn, a specific unicorn that had a name in the dream, which I no longer remember. The unicorn discussed was known to dispense new names for people if you could find it. I thought I had a better idea, using letter-based Markov chains instead. Dream ends. This morning I was up at about 10:45 a.m. and after relaxing, smoking, and playing some NetHack, resumed this entry, which I'm finally almost done with. In NetHack, I am a ranger. I am on dungeon level 5 with experience level 6. I have $1.51, which is the exact amount of money I've had 3 times this week, non-existent due to the beginning of the new increasing psychopathology modifying source. I may have to go out to Washington County today, as I'm not certain I will get enough cans and bottles to get more smokes. I need to go shopping soon for cereal and bread, if nothing else. I have an appointment for Tuesday, August 1st with Carly. The random Wikipedia article for this entry is a Bolivian soccer club called Club Blooming. The poem for this entry is very brief. Here goes. People give me, when they do, waterfront park, music there, and cans, mail. Any better ideas? Scott at 2 o'clock p.m. I have $2.79. Eggs. End of poem.